Here's the racist history of the gospel Amazing Grace that many people don't know. The song Amazing Grace was written in 1772 by John Newton. He was born in London in 1725. Despite his Christian upbringing, he believed, as many people in Europe believed, that trafficking and human trade was justified since slavery was allegedly permitted in the Bible as long as slaves were treated with dignity and kindness. Newton's early life was full of near-death experiences. He eventually survived these experiences and began his career in slave trading. Now check this out. In the song Amazing Grace, there is the phrase that saved a wretch like me. But many people don't know what the word wretch means in this instance. We have to go to a time when Newton became sick with malaria off the coast of Sierra Leone, and he was at the mercy of an African woman who was the mistress of the head slave owner. Newton says that she abused him to the condition of a wretch. That's where the word wretch comes from in the song, the actions of an African woman, not his ungodly and evil actions as a slave trader. So every time you sing the song, you're referring to an African woman as being the cause of Newton being a wretch. Now, sometime after surviving malaria, Newton was aboard a ship one night when a violent storm broke out. A crewman on board of the vessel was swept overboard. As Newton manned the ship, he realized he was helpless and concluded that only the grace of God could save him. He said this incident marked the hour he first believed. He survived the storm and allegedly became a changed man. However, several years later, around 1750, he accepted the helm of a ship for Africa. Here we go again. This time, he encouraged the sailors under his charge to prayer sessions rather than taunt them for their beliefs. He also began to ensure that every crew member treated their human cargo with gentleness and concern. 3 years later, he suffered from a stroke that prevented him from returning to the sea. His slave trading days were over. This is when he allegedly accepted his faith fully, when he could no longer profit from the slave trade. However, according to the Library of Congress, it would be another 40 years until Newton openly challenged the trafficking of slaves. 40 years, some conversion. Have you ever known someone who was mean, nasty, and rude their entire life, but when they got older and felt close to death, they're now trying to do good deeds so they can get into heaven? That was John Newton. I don't know about you, but Newton gets no pass from me for enslaving my ancestors for as long as he did. Never. He didn't even write the melody to the song, which comes from a folk song called New Britain. Either way, I won't be singing this song, and we need to teach our children the truth about this history. For more discussions like this, join me on my YouTube page for grown-ups, Evolving with Uncle D.